Well, looky what we have here. Bourbon Forage Fishing coming at you hard and strong tonight. Not actually strong, coming at you with some pretty weak sauce stuff. I thought, hey, Heaven Hill, big distillery. Hey, Buffalo Trace, big distillery. Both of these are single barrels, about the same ABV. McKenna, of course, Henry, 10-year. It's bottled in bond. I think the price on these are pretty similar. I think McKenna might be like $5 or $10 less. Bottle and bond, 50% McKenna, Heaven Hill, 10-year. Blanton's, 46.5%, right? 93 proof. Not bottled in bond. Bottled in awesome. I'm going to compare these. I think these two, fairly close proof points, fairly close price tags. Availability, probably similar. Both of these can be unicornian bottles, depending on what area, and these are kind of hit and miss. You usually see a little bit more of these, but these are pretty well sought after. Some people really like these. Not me so much, but we're gonna compare these. Kind of Heaven Hill product stand up to a Buffalo Trace product. This, I think Blanton's tend to be. We don't get an age statement on Blanton's because they do them single barrels by taste, not by age. So, but I think they generally go between 8 and 9 years, or sorry, 6 and 9 years. Let's start with a McKenna 10-year. Some yummy fruits coming off of this. I've been getting fruits from Heaven Hill lately, which is very unusual. I usually pick up that candy bar peanut stuff, but I'm getting some fruits here. Some marshmallow. Very unusual. And a little bit of nuttiness. Certainly nuttiness, Heaven Hill, classic nuttiness. You know how that is. Okay. The Blanton's, honey, honey, honey. And almost like grape drink. Picking up delicious grape drink. Honey and grape drink. Smells very sweet, very grape drinky. Neither of these really burn your nose when you get in there. So this is more nutty, some fruitiness. Kind of smells dull and muted a bit. The Blanton's, on the other hand, not so nutty, more honey, more grape drink. Maybe some oats. I always think honey bunches of oats sometimes when I smell Blanton's. Let's go into the palate and see how these compare. Interesting. So the McKenna 10-year, it's weird. I don't usually get this much fruitiness. I think this might be an unusual single barrel. It's Heaven Hill, usually candy bars, man. I'm getting very little nuttiness and just a lot of fruit up front. That's very strange. I couldn't even tell you what fruit it was. It's almost like fruit and nut, but the nut's way lighter than you would think from Heaven Hill. Let's try this again, McKenna 10. Little complexity, some tobacco-y, some spices in there, not super spicy. Some tobacco-y, a little bit of smokiness mixed in there. There's some complexity. I don't usually drink watered down bourbon, so this is a little bit of a challenge for me to pick up stuff. You know, a guy like me, stuff like this tends to just taste like water, but okay, the sweetness of the Blanton's just jumping out at me right now. It's just literal grape cola. It smells so damn good. Grape drink. It's that grape drink you see in the Kool-Aid commercials where the kids are fighting and they're like, oh, get this out of the way, and there's the grape drink that's like right there, and they reach for the Kool-Aid, but everybody in our hearts as kids know we really wanted to reach for that grape drink. That's what this smells like. So sweet and delicious. Wow. So right away, just on sweetness and flavor alone, the Blanton's really just kicks the living dog piss out of this McKenna. Probably 3 or 4 times as much sweetness and flavor. Wow. Delicious. That's really nice. Honey, grape drink, really nice. Not particularly complex. There's some like oakiness in there, and just a tiny bit of spice, but it's mostly, Blanton's is mostly just kind of like melted candy a lot of times. Compared to the McKenna, there's more complexity in McKenna because there's some smokiness, you know, some scotchiness, just tiny bit. Nuttiness, fruitiness, tobacco-iness. More complexity on this end, but the flavor differential is so huge. There's much less flavor, much less sweetness, and you know, just kind of muted compared to the Blanton's. Yeah, it's amazing the step down in intensity of flavor when you drink McKenna compared to Blanton's. Like this has, I mean, this has less alcohol too, but it has like literally 3 times as much flavor, 3 times as much sweetness. That's really crazy. The flavor just hits you in the face in a really, really positive way, and it's just so dull and muted on the McKenna 10. That's cherry cola, that's grape cola, that's honey, some oakiness. Damn, that's just so much more enjoyable experience. Blanton's just tastes so much better. It doesn't matter really that McKenna has more complexity. You know, Blanton's, what a great little bourbon, right? This is like a C or C minus in my book, the McKenna, and this is probably a B minus, maybe even a B if you get a good barrel. I don't think these two products are comparable. I think in most people, when they're gonna drink these two in a blind, 90% of people are probably gonna pick the McKenna, the Blantons. I think maybe hardcore Heaven Hill people will really might like the McKenna over the Blantons, but boy, amazing what Buffalo Trace can do. Even with a lower proof, just amazing. So Buffalo Trace, definitely. This is a buy/hoard bottle for sure. Hoard these if you can get them at retail. I think, honestly, you know, people talk about if you can get these for $100, maybe 105. I'd say buy it. I don't think that's really unreasonable for a good bourbon like this. This is a solid bourbon, right? It's nothing crazy, but it is a solid bourbon. I'd pay $100 for it if I could get my hands on it. Not really a big deal. McKenna, boy, I hate to say this. This is kind of just a run-of-the-mill bourbon to me. I don't think there's anything great about it. It's fine. It's, you know, a C minus. It's an averagey bourbon. There's just nothing great about it. This is coming from a guy that loves Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs and Parker's Heritage. I love that stuff. This just does not toot my horn. I don't think it's great. So I think Blanton's wins pretty handily here. So Bourbon Forage Fishing, this is me, that is you. The subscribe button, hit it. There's a like down there, hit that too. Comments, leave one. I appreciate it. Thank you again. Bourbon Forage Fishing, take care.